Okay, guys, I once again become bored, and today we're gonna continue the Ultimate Alien Rumble. I did not expect to reach the Ultimate Alien Rumble again. Like last time, we'll have 7 contenders, each fighting in a deadly fight to the death. It's like last round. We'll okay. So like last round, we'll be have we'll be having creatures to fight in the same order. We'll can. This is just. I mean, yes, there's other creatures besides our last time winner. Currently the goal is to see if anything can match the sheer strength of our the winner of last round. The plausible was the winner of last round, just being overall the most equipped for for most scenarios and dangerous creatures. Whoever wins this new round will fight without the 8th contender, the plausible. Anyways, let's get our new contenders. Each in the same order. You get the same order. The Scorpionopede. Should I use my dad's? Should I use my dad's creature or my interpretation? I'll use his creature. The Darth Prime. You know what? No. Yeah. Scorpionopede. That's a baby? It's a freaking baby? Oh dear God! Where's the adult? No, there's the adult. The Brumps. The Draculus no Puritus versus the Snoopy Pod. Yet another Podopodia. Actually, let's switch things around. The Lampator. What the? I did not pick the lamp. I did not pick that. versus the beer pea. And the apparatus. Me even this out. Oh, and that's, you know, and that has to be a little bit more grander. Okay, after purchase. The analysis. Now let's see who wins the first round. This super pod is skidding across the fields. No, okay. That's okay. Let me get a screenshot. That's it. Good. Okay. The Scorpionopede. Okay, the super pod is skittering across the lands. It takes a drink of water, but then the Scorpionopede jumps out. The super pod jumps backwards before grabbing the Scorpionopede with its mandibles. It throws the Scorpionopede. The Scorpionopede uses it to get in the water. The super pod, which is the most advanced podopodia which is the most advanced aquatic locomotion podopodia, also jumps in. The Scorpionopede uses its electric photons to temporarily stun this super pod. It swims straight for the super pod, biting its neck. The super pod stabs the Scorpionopede in the thigh. The Scorpionopede screeches in agony. This startles the super pod as the Scorpionopede whips its tail, creating an electric discharge that stuns the super pod. The Scorpionopede wins after ripping off a mandible and using its hands to stab it into the super pod's eye, which pierces the other eye on the other side. The super pod twitches before going limp and falling to the bottom of the lake. The Scorpionopede gets out, shakes off, before going back in the water for the next ambush. The super pod loses. Next round. What's its name? A Bromfoth. Ralph looks for its next meal. Draculus is currently camouflaging, waiting for the Bromfoff to walk near. The Draculus jumps out. The Bromfoff backs up. The Draculus, being the bigger animal, the slightly bigger animal, throws the Bromfoff away. These two massive apex predators lunge at each other. Well, the Draculus lunges at the Bromfoff. The Bromfoff charges. They lock. The Draculus shoots out his tail spike after curling it around. It hits the thigh of the Bromfoff. A new spike shoots back out of the hole that was left when the tail spike was shot out. Keeps shooting at the Bromfoff. The Bromfoff has 5 spikes lodged inside of its body. It charges, sending the Draculus flying into a tree. The Draculus climbs up the tree into the tree top. The Bromfoff, with its horrible eyesight, loses track. The Draculus heads down, scratches the Bromfoff in the back. The Bromfoff starts charging in a circle. It runs in a circle. Mr. Draculus biting repeatedly. It jumps back in the tree. This time it thinks. Now that it's learned that the Bromfoff's weakness, it thinks that it didn't spot it. But the Bromfoff actually did spot it. It jumps down. The Bromfoff uses its tail to smash the Draculus in a rock. Draculus is flies into a rock. The Bromfoff charges. Then charges one of its horns and breaks it because start over. It stabs the Draculus, still alive. It nips on the rock. It charges again. Backs up, charges. Backs up, charges. Backs up, charges. The Draculus caught that one. It grabs it with both its hands, holding the front corner of the cup. It rips it out before stabbing it in the lower jaw. The Bromfoff tries to use its tiny hand to pick it off. This isn't real. As the Draculus lunges. A fatal blow is dealt to the neck of the Bromfoff. The Bromfoff. His neck is ripped open by the Draculus. The Bromfoff walks away and bleeds to death. After the Bromfoff is dead, there's Draculus. The Draculus walks off and feeds, taking some of the meat back to the pups. Know that it's being stalked by an Aptor. The Aptor's charges. Uses its tail to whip. The Aptor is stunned. The pupa charges, hitting the Aptor. The Aptor gets out of motion and bites the pupa. It extends its back spikes. A second, guys. just gotta quickly do this. The beer P, now taking this seriously, throws up on its defensive ball and immediately shoots out all the spikes. One hits the eye of the Labrador. This matches a little longer. The beer P dashes up. The Labrador bites. The beer P shoots more spikes. Two more hit. It uses the electric charge. It tries to bite with the Rupee's tough hide. 1 minute into the biting, but the Rupee gains consciousness. The Lampetor is feeling weak. Spike's venom is hitting it. Lampetor froze up. But then, before the poison can finally begin, it bites the Burpee. This is where it comes from. The Burpee uses consciousness and dies first. The Labrador wins. Wounded, it dies after. This is a close match. But since the Burpee died quicker, it is out of the match. Final match of round 1. Okay, this is starting to get annoying. There. Actually, you know what? Let's get my test dummy and make the test dummy. So it doesn't get annoying. The Neliosis is walking. Dr. Optus looks on. Tasty. It leaves. The Neliosis is ambushed. Now on the ground, it stabs its 2 tusks into the Dr. Optus. Dr. Optus had enough of this and takes a bite. Before the Neliosis can rip out the flesh and watch it. And Neliosis bleed to death. Then Neliosis smacks it on the head with its deadly claws. Its eye is punctured out, and a tooth falls out. The Angelus charges, biting the Neliosis on the sides. It smashes the Neliosis. The Neliosis kicks, nudges, and then it uses its secret ability. It uses its secret defense. Out of all of its bumps, the bumps flash a light. The Angelus is immediately stunned. It falls on the ground with glowing yellow eyes. It twitches. Then the Neliosis stripes claws. The fur saves it as it wakes up and grabs the Neliosis by the head. It bites the Neliosis as its jaws cover the entire mouth. And the Neliosis has much match, pulls back, shakes its head, swipes at it. The Neliosis is greatly wounded. The Allosaurus finally pulls back, ripping the entire head out of the Nariosis. It swallows the head and eats. This was an incredibly short round. Now it is time for the second round. The Labrador healed swims in the same pond, still chewing on the beard piece severed tail. It finally swells. Meanwhile, the scorpion Pete kicks it back when he swells again. Labrador spots first. It gets the first hit off. They both use their electric photons to shock each other. Both are stunned. The Labrador, being a little bit more resistant to electric charges, that's literally its main hunting tactic. Wakes up first because the scorpion Pete is less resistant because that's only a last resort. The Labrador bites the Scorpion Pete's leg. Scorpion Pete's gained consciousness, stabbing the Labrador on the bottom of the head. It doesn't do so much because the stomach's because the brain's on the back. The Scorpion Pete's still surprised that the Labrador's not dead yet, is bitten on the face. The neck is but one of the Labrador's mandibles is tip is cracked off because the Scorpion Pete's strong scales save it. The Scorpion Pete shocks the Labrador 4 times. The Labrador is severely stunned. The Scorpion charges. The Labrador's ripped to bloody pieces. Meanwhile, Actor George just walks by. A Draculus is sitting down resting. It's sleeping because it's the middle of the night. Actor George looks at it. If it looks away, it's smaller and might get severely hurt. But if it does manage to kill the Draculus, it'll have an absolute jackpot. So Draculus has seen the Draculus' clear vulnerability leaps. It bites the tail tail. The Draculus wakes up confused and in a slight pain. The Draculus just tries to use its tactic of slamming its prey, but that doesn't work. The Draculus is too big. It leaps. So the Draculus leaps backwards, and it manages to make the Draculus go up in the air a little bit, but it slams down, not doing much damage. It gets up with the Draculus dangling down. It throws Draculus into the nearby mountain. This doesn't not a damage. It charges. Draculus moves out of the way, being the quicker animal. Draculus wraps its tail around the outer as it swings it up in the air, biting its leg. Being the much stronger animal, it rips its whole front leg off. It hops forwards, ripping off a mandible, ripping off one of its frills. It roars in pain. Dr. Epps has never heard a roar that intense, so it backs off and starts whimpering like a dog. Dracula, seeing this clear weakness, bites its tail and throws it away. Dracula hits the ground, stunned. The Dracula pounces. Even more, the Draculus is the Arcturus is even more stunned. The Draculus grabs the head and then repeatedly slams it on the ground. The Arcturus pretends to be dead. Draculus drops it and roars, walks away seemingly victorious. Arcturus just jumps out on the back, getting a slight injury to the neck from jumping straight on his back, which has very sharp body parts like the fins and the spikes. The Draculus tries to shake the Arcturus off, but instead it bites the neck. The Draculus grabs and throws it into the nearby pond. It hits the Arcturus is in the pond. It jumps out, grabbing the Draculus, throws it into the water. The Draculus sinks. The Arcturus swims. It walks away. Wait, no, the Draculus jumps back out and drags it back into the ocean. The Draculus, being the very, very, very bigger animal, having the advantage, grabs the Draculus by the tail and then uses the electric shock from the two surges to stun it. Being the very, very much animal, all it has to do is eat it now. And since the is stalled, all the Draculus have to do is swallow it whole. So it takes it on land, so he swallows it whole like a snake. Before the very conscious, realizing that this battle is over and there's nothing it can do about it. The rest of its body is swallowed. The Draculus sits back down in its original sleeping spot and goes to sleep. Full. Darkness digests and it dies. From the lack of air. And let's see who wins this round. A pack of Scorpion Pete is looking for food. It sees a Draculus. Easy. There's 9 of them. You jump down, surrounding the Draculus. The Draculus is covered. It wakes up again. This is the same Draculus that fought after rapture. This was with no casualties. It gets back up and bites one of the Scorpion Pete's head. Can't swallow it. It has room for 8 more. It grabs another one, ripping out the tail and swallowing the tail. It crushes that Scorpion Pete's head after. It wraps its tail around the Alpha. The Alpha electrocutes it. This Draculus is, well, it's an interdimensional being, so this does nothing. It's not a regular creature. It uses its antlers to slice the Alpha. One of the Alpha pack members. All pack members are children of the pack leader, the Alpha of the pack. If you just so you know. Eventually, it wanted to avenge its mom, so it bit one of the horns, taking back and ripping it off. Before using its sleek hands to stab it inside. It's unsuccessful, but managed to give a scratch. The dragon has had enough of this and starts to become in a blue light. It shoots out a giant electrical discharge with blue lightning going everywhere. It can be seen from 5 miles away. The Scorpion Pete with his arm straps charred off, and in the skin there's 4th degree burns all over it. That's completely black, with eyes with no pupils. Falls over and dies. The rest followed the same fate, except for the Alpha, which managed to get to a tree in time. It jumps down. The Draculus wraps its tail around the Alpha and swallows the Alpha whole in one bite. As the tail dangling down out of his mouth, it slurps that up. The Scorpion Petes lose. Now it's time for the battle you've all been waiting for. Of all the losers down there, we can finally see who wins. The undefeated plausible, who's equipped for all things dangerous, and Draculus, who definitely has a stomach ache after eating all of those contestants. God dang it. Just make this smooth. They're placed on the top of a freaking volcano. That seems appropriate. But without the, well, volcano part. Right now, with this volcano hotter. Why are the dead bodies right there? But that seems appropriate. They're just down there. They're just right there in shame. In shame of losing the entire Let's put them in order of who's the strongest. Well, who would win if it was the other way around? The dragon is now hungry again. Walks in search of food. The plausible, which might just be the Draculus's next meal, is watching on. It's the same plausible who won the last round. The Draculus is also the same creature. Draculus that won the. If you don't know the lower Draculus, there are little creatures from a different dimension that portals started opening up from an error in the space continuum, and they once the portal opened, sucking five in, they got corrupted and turned into Draculus, nor Puritus. The no Puritus part comes from yeah. Just a way to distinguish the regular Draculuses and the Draculus Noriptus, which are the ones that went for the wormhole. The Draculus the plausible jumps down at the Draculus, being the same size. The Draculus being the slightly animal still falls down because it's just a tiny bit bigger. The plausible scratches and bites and then shoots its and then raises up its tail and shoots its chemical on the Draculus. The Draculus's eye is burned. It gets back up and uses its teleporter, but it teleport in the air to grab the plausible's main body and throws it off the cliff that they were looking. The plausible uses its legs, which are mounted climbing suit to grab a rock. It pulls itself back up. The Draculus Norperitus had already jumped down. The plausible jumps up. The Draculus Norperitus hits the ground. It gets back up. The plausible jumped down. It bites the Draculus's neck. Draculus tries to shake off the plausible, but the plausible shoots 5 more chemical burns. The Draculus has had enough of this and shoots it. Electrical discharge, but the plausible's nowhere to be seen. its face out, but the plausible jumps in, scratches, bites, scratches, bites, scratches, bite, scratch, bite, scratch, bite. That's the order that way. The finally pulls its face out, biting the plausible's tail. It shoots many chemical burns that burns the Dracula's face. It switches to echolocation because its eyes will burn and unable to see anything. It can also sense heat, so it uses echolocation and wait, what was the? It senses heat. It uses its thermal vision and echolocation to find it. It roars. It runs towards the plausible's direction. The plausible jumps. The plausible goes behind. The Dracula's wraps its tail around the plausible, slicing its tail sliced on the plausible's back spots. It lets go before getting a tighter grip, throwing it. Its regeneration kicks. It's one time uses its regeneration, which is just natural resort regenerates all its wounds. It can only use this one time per minute. It can now not die from old age, but it can still die from intervention or anything else besides old age. The plausible jumps at the Draculus, kicks it, and then bites the horn. The horn cracks it before the Draculus finally gets a hold of the snake and throws it away. The plausible hits its back spikes stick into the ground safely. It gets back up. One of its horns breaks off. That was a very aggressive throw from the Draculus. The Draculus has already echolocated the plausible. It gallops. It gets on all fours and starts galloping towards the plausible. The plausible starts running, and before the Draculus can swipe at the plausible's unprotected eyes, it jumps. The Draculus echolocates in the nick of time, and then grabs the plausible's tail, throwing it away. The plausible manages to land safely, but it breaks one of its foot. It breaks its foot and one of its back vertebrae. The plausible runs at the Draculus. The Draculus jumps, but the plausible being a more nimble creature realizes that it's starting to learn what the plausible is doing. It's starting to copy it because the Draculus is starting to get its eyesight back, and it's starting to get less reliant. So plausible jumps up, stabbing the Draculus. Draculus falls down. There's another broken horn. There's another broken spike in its chest. It tears out, and it throws it at the plausible. The plausible has never faced something this strong. The spike misses a little bit from the Draculus is still a little unhindered eyesight. It scratches the thigh. The plausible runs. The Draculus strikes it this time. The plausible's eye completely ripped out of its socket. The Draculus crushes the eye. There's eye goop and blood splatting everywhere. It throws it away. It starts charging. The plausible is thrown away, as well as thrown in a pond. The Draculus runs towards the pond. It looks down. It echolocates. Nothing there. The plausible jumps out, striking the Draculus in there. The plausible has made a grave for its sake. The Draculus is better in the water. The Draculus uses maneuvers to bite the plausible on the base. It bites and bites, scratches. The plausible tries to kick. It tries to kick its foe and tries its best to get out of the grasp of the Dracula's. Dracula's won't let go. It escapes for a second, but the Dracula's bites the tail. It rips off the chemical burn. It rips off the thing that scorched the chemical burn, but its mouth was chemically burned because it's plausible Charlotte's chemical burns. It's a bumpy off it deep towards the plausible, ripping a chunk out of the plausible's main body. The plausible screeches in pain. The Dracula swims towards the plausible. The plausible kicks its legs. It jumps out of the water and back under land. The Dracula gets back on land. It chases the plausible. The plausible runs for its life. It is grabbed and realizes that it cannot escape the Dracula and it has to fight. Being too big to swallow, the Dracula instead rips a chunk, swallows, and then bites again, throwing the plausible up in the air. The plausible tries to use its chemical burns, but it remembers it doesn't have its chemical burner. Some scorch down, burning the Draculus on the back, but it doesn't do anything. The Draculus then gets enraged and decides that it did enough of this. It peels back its lips. The plausible's eyelids crouch down. They are both ready to end this. The Draculus jumps up. The plausible kicks up. The Draculus misses. Still with lips peeled back. It starts to use its last. Its eyes glow. It shoots a giant blue lightning bolt. The plausible dodges. The plausible runs for its absolute life as the Draculus uses its electric beam to fall the plausible. The plausible jumps up, but one of its feet are literally sliced clean off. The plausible is bleeding. The Draculus charges. The plausible jumps, using its last leg. The Draculus's head is crushed by the foot. Both injured. The Draculus kicks its legs and tears a chunk out of the plausible's bronchus. The plausible backs off, panting. The Draculus is panting too. The Draculus swipes at the plausible, still wearing a scratch. One of its pairs of eyes are down. Plausible charges, but then the Draculus uses its electric beam. It goes straight for the plausible's mouth. The plausible makes that noise. It twitches. The plausible's pupils roll up. Stands there. It has been sliced in half by the beam, and its two sides fall down. The Draculus roars. It crouches down before roaring again. The Draculus eats some before walking away victorious. The plausible. It may have been equipped for every sort of situation, but the Draculus is just too powerful and has too many abilities and the plausible is running out of ideas to combat the Draculus. The Draculus was just too strong. The plausible was unable to keep up with the Draculus's abilities and moves in surprising tactics. The plausible was got got very tired before it was too tired to fight. The Draculus used this opportunity to do the finishing blow. We have a new victor. The losers. Time for the losers. Number 8. Neptor. Number 7. Analiosis. Number 6. Bromcraft. Number 5. Alcatraz. Number 4. Scorpion Key. Number 3. Plausible. Number 2. And our victor, Draculus. Number 1. Rumbul. There. Yeah, actually, oh, hey, we actually reached over. Yay. Hey, that was a pretty long video, but at least it's not an hour. Fires you know out. Your mom's almost as big as that crowd.